In this video, we are going to discuss about arrays. So let's see the definition first. What is an array basically? It is a group of values that belongs to similar data type that can share a common name. So array is the group of values which we assign the value variable to the variable, right? We assign the value to the variable, right? So the group of values that belongs to similar data type that can share a common name. For example, if we assign a variable names to the multiple values, so we can call it array which have the similar type of data, which means if you have to take only similar kind of data like integer, if you want to take it float and decimals which is in numbers or in the alphabets form, so that is called similar data type. Let's see. uh, the array values can be called by using the index number. Index number starts from 0 and ends with the total size 1. It allocates the memory continuously. By default it will have all garbage values. Okay, now the arrays are divided into two types: single dimensional and multi-dimensional. Okay, the single dimensional also called as one dimensional arrays. Now what are these one dimensional arrays? The array which is using only one subscript is known as one dimensional array. In one dimensional array, the elements are represented in single row or single column. The syntax for the one dimensional array is this one: data underscore type variable name of size. Example, you assign a of 10, you assign and you declare the variable here int a of 10. Multi-dimensional arrays: the array which is using more than one subscripts is known as two-dimensional array. Syntax for that is data type variable and the name of rows of calls. This is the columns, and these are the rows which you have to take. This the two, this first is taken in the form of rows and the second is taken in the form of columns. Initializing single dimensional arrays: how do you initialize for a single value, for a single variable, for a single uh, data type, multiple values? For example, int n of 10 is equal to, you can assign 1 to 10, or char 15 is equal to, you can assign a or b or c, your wish. Char st of 15 is equal to, you enter in the double quotes Hyderabad, or whatever word you want to enter, you can enter here. Now we have to initialize multi-dimensional arrays here. Int n of 3 is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. This is like a matrix here. You can assign the strings in the string data type, and you can assign, and there are some multiple values here. 0 will be assigned to the remaining of the characters. Like here char st of 10 is equal to cmtes, inserts 0 after the last character. Like here the 0, this 0 character, I will just take this pencil here. Yeah, so here the 0 character, it's not working right there. So here the 0 character which you have taken here is the null character. For example, I'll just erase it here. Okay. Okay. An array is a derived data type in C, which constructed from fundamental data type of C language. An array is a collection of similar data type value in a single variable. And in implementation, when we require n number of variables of same data type, then go for an array. When we are working with arrays, always the memory will be created in a continuous the memory location. So randomly we can access the data. In all elements will share same name with unique identification value called index. So each element will have some unique identification, so we call that as index. Say in front of the each topic of the textbook we see index contents, right? So similar way we have each unique value for each element in an array. Always array index will start from 0 and end size -1. When we are working with array compile time, the memory of the management will occur, that is static memory allocation. For this, the syntax is that the dynamic array name of size, always size of the array must be unsigned integer value which is always is greater than 0 only. So we have discussed all this, and let's see what are the properties of arrays. Always size of an array must be unsigned integer values which is greater than 0. This is spelling mistake there, but it's fine. Int a of 5, that is size is 5, and size of a is 10 bytes. Int a of 5, size 5. It creates 5 integer variables. They are a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, right? A of 3, a of 4 are called all or the garbage values. Now the third property here, in array declaration size of the array must be required. If size is not mentioned, then compiler will give an error. Here, if the size is not mentioned here, then the compiler will give an error. So you have to assign a value, you have to declare an array before mentioning it to the compiler. Here are some of the properties, just like the formulas. A of I is equal to 10 comma 20. This one is 0. Yeah, I'll just take pencil here. This one is 0, and the 20 will be 1, and after that a of 2, a of 3, a of 4 will be 0, because there are no for a of 2, a of 3, a of 4 we have not assigned any value, so obviously it will become 0 only. So in the initialization of the array, if specific number of values are not initialized, if then rest of the values will be initialized with 0. Int a of 2 is equal to 10 comma 20 comma 30, error. In the initialization process, we can't initialize more than array declaration. In the initialization of the array, mentioning of the size optional. In this case, how many of the elements are able to initialize? If that many are variables are created. Example, let's see here. Int a of 2 is valid, and also a of 0 we have to assign a of 0 is equal to 10, uh, a of 1 is equal to 20, a of 2 is equal to 30, and a of 3 is equal to 40. Let's see explanation for this one. In C and CPP, C++, there is no upper boundary checking process will occur. That is why above syntax is valid. So this syntax is valid because there is no upper boundary checking process in C and C++ language. Okay, whenever we are crossing the upper limit, depends on security level of OS, anything can be happens. Okay, now int a of 40,000 on TC 3.0 data segment size 64 KB, also 40,000 int variables. In that, we know that in the int the variables can be, if we into 2 bytes, we get 80,000 bytes. Array size is very large. Okay, on DOS based compiler, the limit is 65,535 bytes only will create, but in the above syntax here we require 80,000 bytes. Okay, let's see example code here. Long int a of 20,000, we get error. Long int the long int capacity is 4 bytes. 20,000 into 4, we get 80,000 bytes here. Okay, char a of 40,000, float a of 12.3. This is the form of decimals, and the float of this in the float point. And a of 12, we get the size 12, the size of 48 bytes. Int size equal to 10. This is error. Int a of size equal to error, because int size if it is error, we have to mention in the comments for the future, the verification, if you want to see in the future also. The constant I size equals 5. Int a of size, that is error. In the declaration of array, size must be constant type only, that is variable or constant variables are not allowed. Define size 5. Int a of size, that is valid. In the declaration of array, we can mention symbolic constant data, because at the time of pre-processing, identifier will replace with the replacement text. In the following properties, you can see how it is replaced by the following properties, like int a of 2 plus 3 is equal to a of 5, int 2 less than 5. If it is valid, then int a of 1, int a is equal a of 5 is greater than 8, error. That is, if it is true, you get the value assigned. If it is false, you get error like this. In this place, you get int a of 0. Now let's see the program to read 10 numbers to and store it in array and display on the screen. Okay, int studio, this is very common, as you know, and int n of 10, and you have to assign a variable here, you have to assign a value to it. If you don't want to assign value instantly, you can still assign, you have to assign the variable here to use in the next the future of the programs you have to use. So to use it, you have to assign. If you don't want to assign, you cannot able to assign later in the program any value you have entered. Okay, now let's see. You get the output. Enter 10 numbers. You write this condition, that is I is equal to 0. I should be less than 10. That means whatever value you have entered, that should be less than 10. If it is very less than 10, you have to assign I plus plus increment operator, post increment operator. Scanf, you assign variable here percentage d n of I. For this is value, you get the output here. Let's see the program to read 10 numbers and store it in array and calculate the sum of numbers in array. Hash include void when you assign all these values and you get int n of 10, that is you assign the I and some value and n of 10 value. All these values, after you assign, you get this CLR SCR. After you assign the CLR SCR, the whole output screen will be clean. Okay, afterwards you get in the output, enter 10 numbers for I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Scanf, the percentage d will be n of I. For I is equal to 0, you have to enter this condition for the value to be assigned easily. You can easily assign this value until if the output is true, then you get the output on the screen. If it is false, you get the compile errors. And afterwards, in the if you want to compile errors, you can use the online compilers, or if you want to save it in laptop, you can save it in your files, and you have to execute in the command prompt for easy verification if you want to use it for the future also. Afterwards, you get the sum here. After all the process, you have to know the formula here, so you can write the formula beside of the formula you have assigned the sum of 10 numbers. You get the percentage d place, you get the value, get output you get here, right? Program to read a string and display it on the screen. Okay, you have to read a string in the output and display the output on the screen. You char, clear, printf, enter your name, scanf, printf, hello, get. Okay, afterwards you get the output here. Okay, the program to read 10 strings and display them on the screen. Now, what are the programs to read 10 strings and display on the screen? You get all this char, int I, CLR, SCR. For I equals 0, I less than 10, you assign I plus plus value here, printf, enter the name here and percentage s here for the input, and afterwards CLR, SCR, you assign a value here, that is I is equal to 0, and in the output you get in the place of percentages, you get the answer there and you get the output there itself. Okay, let's see the program to find the largest number and smallest number in the array. So these are all just 2 or 3 lines. If you want to note it, you can note it down, or if you want to save it, you can. I'll just scroll it. If you want to save it, you can pause the video and save it, or if you don't want to save it, it's fine. Okay, now these are the printf, the large number in the array and the smallest number in the array. Okay, you get the output here after the sum is there. Okay, now the program to add 2 matrices in the C language. In the level of college, the C, in the C programming language, the program to add 2 matrices, or the program to multiply 2 matrices becomes very important if you are in college in the first year especially, or if you are learning the C programming. This is very important program. The matrices to program, the program to add 2 matrices, this is the program for it. Afterwards you add these for loops in the program and you get the print output here, and you get gets, and you get the output here of the sum of 2 matrices, and this is the matrix multiplication, and you assign the matrix in the variables, and in the data type, and afterwards you get enter elements of the first matrix, and in the input you have to, after you enter, this is the condition there, it increments this, you have to use for loop and enter elements of second matrix. After enter first matrix, we have to enter second matrix elements. Afterwards we have to get for loop for k is equal to 0, that is we have to assign k is equal to 0, and for I is equal to 0, afterwards the condition, we get the C of k of I is equal to C of k into I plus A of k into j into b into j into I. Afterwards we get the result matrix for I is equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. After we get all of the ascending variables, we get the percentage phi d. In the percentage phi d also, the d value which you get, it is into it gets multiplied in this place you get the c of c into I into j, you get the value here. Let's say that let's see all these matrix have the same similar formula. You just have to change some or two or three statements and you change the some formula of that matrix, you get the answer right there and then. But the output will be definitely different, okay? Because if you add 4 into 4 it is 16, but if you add 4 and 4 plus 4 you get only 8, so that is very much difference you get. Okay, let's see the transpose of matrix, and this is the code for it. Okay, you get the output like this for the transpose of matrix. The transpose of matrix means the sum of elements. If you get 2, you get in this format only, in the diagonal format. It is called transpose of a matrix. Okay, let's see for the program to find whether the given matrix is diagonal or not. This is the formula to know if the matrix is diagonal or not. Like if you want to find if it is diagonal or not, you can use this formula for multiple matrices if you want to find out. So this is the formula, this is the matrix code for it, and you get the output here. If it's diagonal, you get the diagonal, and program to find whether the given matrix is similar or not. This is similar programs. If you want to copy, you can copy this. I'm just scrolling this to the next topic. Strings. Now the string is a very long concept, so we will discuss the string in the next video. Thank you.